During the mission to protect Eida from Mamushi, Kashin Koji believed that Lord Kobu would become a problem. He thought Lord Kobu would threaten Shikamaru's role as the battle strategist, and could also threaten Shikamaru staying as Hokage. This was a future that Kashin Koji wanted to avoid. He wanted Shikamaru to remain Hokage so that he and Boruto could continue working behind the scenes with him to protect Konoha, the shinobi world, and the entire planet from the threat of the divine trees and their leader Jura. Because of this, Kashin Koji decided that the best solution was to have Lord Kobu killed using Inojin. However, when Inojin refused to follow Kashin Koji's plan, Kashin Koji took action himself. He used the toad that he had hidden on Lord Kobu's body to fire a jutsu at the divine tree Mamushi in order to anger him. Mamushi had split himself into many clones. This reduced his intelligence but kept his strength and chakra the same in each clone. Because of this, Mamushi fell for Kashin Koji's trap. As a result, Mamushi and his clones targeted Lord Kobu and tried to kill him. In this video, I'll explain how Boruto managed to save Lord Kobu and what the benefits and consequences of that decision might be. Here's what happened after Mamushi was angered and decided to attack Lord Kobu. The Mamushi clones told Lord Kobu, who was completely under Inojin's control, that he had annoyed them. They believed that the jutsu attack had come from Lord Kobu himself. This was because Kashin Koji's toad was hidden on Lord Kobu's body, and it was so small that the Mamushi clones could not see it. Because of this, they never realized that the attack actually came from the toad. As a result, the Mamushi clones decided that they wanted to kill Lord Kobu. Seeing their intentions, Kashin Koji wanted Inojin to release his mind transfer jutsu. This would leave Lord Kobu, who's not a shinobi, alone to defend himself against Mamushi. This would be an impossible task for him. Inojin, who does not think the same way as Kashin Koji, refused. Kashin Koji believes in sacrificing people for the greater good, but Inojin does not. Inojin reminded him that Lord Kobu is a civilian, meaning he has no compact skills or abilities to protect himself against the Mamushi clones. This put Inojin in a very difficult position. He had two choices: either leave Lord Kobu to die at the hands of the Mamushi clones, or try to use Lord Kobu's body to protect him. Kashin Koji then tried to make Inojin understand how serious the situation was. He told Inojin to cancel the mind transfer jutsu so that Inojin will not be killed along with Lord Kobu when the Mamushi clones finally killed him. This is a known weakness of the mind transfer jutsu. When one of the Mamushi clones charged forward to attack Lord Kobu, Kashin Koji again ordered Inojin to undo the jutsu. Inojin refused to listen. Instead, he forced Lord Kobu's body to dodge the attack. However, because Lord Kobu's body is not trained like a shinobi's, it fell to the ground after a simple dodge. At this point, Inojin realized that Lord Kobu's body was slow and barely able to move. This made sense, as Lord Kobu is a civilian, not a trained fighter. Even knowing this, Inojin still refused to let Lord Kobu die. He told Kashin Koji that if he could not protect someone in such conditions, then he did not deserve to call himself a shinobi. Realizing that Inojin would not cancel the jutsu, Kashin Koji forced him to undo it by doing something to Inojin's real body, which was still at the hideout. Right after this, Kashin Koji coldly told Inojin to get himself together and move on, because Mamushi was about to kill Lord Kobu, who was now back in control of his own body. When Lord Kobu regained control of his mind and body, he suddenly found himself surrounded by Mamushi clones. The last thing he remembered was being in the interrogation room with Shikamaru, questioning him to find out if his suspicion that Shikamaru was the mole in Konoha who works with Boruto was true. Inojin was furious with Kashin Koji for leaving Lord Kobu in such danger. He asked Kashin Koji how he could do something so cruel. Kashin Koji stayed calm and cold. He told Inojin that they would talk later, and that Inojin needed to focus first on restoring the mind transmission formation jutsu. Kashin Koji was worried about the other team members who were dealing with many Mamushi clones attacking different areas of Konoha. Thinking quickly, Inojin restored the mind transmission formation jutsu. This allowed him to see all the Mamushi clones on the formation map and reconnect with his teammates. Right after this, Inojin told Shikamaru that Lord Kobu was on the rooftop of the Hokage's office and was being attacked by Mamushi. He then urged Shikamaru to hurry and go help him. Now that the situation has been explained from Inojin's perspective, let's look at what happened from Lord Kobu's perspective and how Boruto eventually saved him. When Lord Kobu regained control of his body and mind, he woke up to find Mamushi clones about to attack him. He was confused and asked why he was on the rooftop of the Hokage's office. The last thing he remembered was being in an interrogation room with Shikamaru and planning to uncover the truth from him. Because Lord Kobu did not know who the divine trees were or what they looked like, he asked the Mamushi clones who they were and what they wanted. At this point, Mamushi had already split himself into many clones. This activated the weakness of his division jutsu, which caused his intelligence to drop sharply. This meant he could no longer make good decisions. All he wanted was violence, and in this situation, he had no problem hurting Lord Kobu. This was shown when the Mamushi clone grabbed Lord Kobu by his clones, insulted him by saying he had a punchable face, and told him not to die too quickly because he needed to release his anger. While the Mamushi clones were talking to Lord Kobu, Shikamaru and Sai arrived on the rooftop, planning to save him. However, before they could reach him, Mamushi released a fire-style jutsu aimed directly at Lord Kobu to burn him. Luckily, Boruto had already started moving towards the rooftop. Earlier, he had heard Kashin Koji say that he had a plan to deal with Lord Kobu, who was interfering with Shikamaru's role as the battle strategist in the mission to protect Eida. Boruto understood Kashin Koji's way of thinking and realized that his plans often involved someone dying for what he believed was the greater good and for a future he saw as the best possible outcome. Because of this, Boruto arrived just in time. While in mid-air and with Shikamaru and Sai watching, Boruto pulled out his blade and cut through the eyes of the Mamushi clones that were attacking Lord Kobu. This defeated them and also stopped them from splitting into even more clones. Immediately after that, Boruto activated his Kama seal and observed the flames that were burning Lord Kobu. In doing so, Boruto successfully saved Lord Kobu's life. By saving Lord Kobu's life, Boruto planted a seed of doubt and curiosity in his mind. After having time to think about what happened, Lord Kobu will begin to question why Boruto chose to save him from the Mamushi clones, especially when Lord Kobu, the daimyo, and Konoha all wanted Boruto either captured or killed. From Lord Kobu's perspective, Boruto should have chosen to let him die. Instead, Boruto saved him, even though there was nothing good for Boruto to gain from that decision. This could lead Lord Kobu to start questioning everything he believes about Boruto. Over time, this may help Lord Kobu discover the truth and eventually trust Boruto. Sai might also begin to see the truth about Boruto and come to trust him. Amada had already told Sai that his memories were altered to make him see Boruto as Kawaki, the enemy of Konoha. Konohamaru believes that Boruto does not want to harm Konoha and its people, and he has started to question Boruto's image as an enemy. Shikamaru fully trusts Boruto and secretly works with him to protect Konoha and the shinobi world. Now, Sai has personally seen Boruto save the life of Lord Kobu, a man who wanted Boruto dead. All of this could push Sai towards understanding the truth and trusting Boruto. Sai is even more likely to trust Boruto because he knows that Boruto saved Konoha by stopping Code from his attack on the village. He also knows that Boruto saved Sarada and Himawari when Jura and Hidari invaded Konoha and tried to devour them. He is aware that the mission to defeat Ryu and Matsuri and retrieve their Thorn Soul Bulbs only succeeded because Boruto helped. Now, he has seen Boruto save Lord Kobu's life, even though Lord Kobu wanted Boruto killed or captured. All of this makes it much more likely that Sai will eventually trust Boruto. Besides earning the trust of Lord Kobu and Sai, Boruto's actions also helped Shikamaru's plan succeed. Earlier, Shikamaru wanted the Mamushi clones to come to the Hokage's office so that Lord Kobu could see personally how serious the situation was, with Mamushi attacking different parts of Konoha. Now that Lord Kobu woke up face to face with the divine tree Mamushi and nearly died, he fully understood the danger of facing Konoha. This was clear during his conversation with Shikamaru. After Boruto saved him, Shikamaru told Sai to take Lord Kobu to the medical unit and Sai agreed. Before leaving, Lord Kobu asked Shikamaru what they were, meaning the Mamushi clones. Shikamaru replied that they were divine trees. He then asked Lord Kobu if he now understood how serious the situation was and told him that the divine trees must be dealt with. Shikamaru also asked Lord Kobu to allow him to do his job as Hokage. Lord Kobu agreed and told Shikamaru to do what he must. Here's the real danger. Lord Kobu has now confirmed that Shikamaru was the mole who helped Boruto escape during his arrest. This was proven by the fact that Shikamaru did not try to capture Boruto when Boruto was right in front of him. If Lord Kobu does not eventually come to trust Boruto, he'll continue to investigate Shikamaru. He may then reveal what he finds to Konoha, its people, the village leaders, and the Lord Daimyo. This could lead to Shikamaru losing his position as Hokage. Even worse, he could be imprisoned for helping and secretly working with Boruto. If Shikamaru were no longer Hokage, Boruto and Kashin Koji will lose one of their strongest allies in Konoha, especially when it comes to planning, strategy, and leadership. In the next video, I'll explain what happened from Sarada's and Delta's points of view during the mission to protect Eida from Mamushi. This will cover everything from the moment Shikamaru was being questioned by the Lord Daimyo's right-hand man, up to the point where he was finally being given permission to do what he must to deal with the threat of Mamushi in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex chapter 31.